Anyway, I just want to take that moment to share with you. Thank you so much for listening.
I always like to go live a little early. It never hurts to go live just a little early so people can take their time to come in, get it together. More importantly, what is it that we always said if you were um, a speaker, teacher, educator, that being early is on time and being on time is late and being late is not acceptable. So, hello, that's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we're doing. So, I would never actually go live at 1 o'clock. My thought is if we're going live at 1, I should be available like 5 till. You know what I'm saying? So that people can figure things out and get themselves together. So while we're here, first time going live on this channel. It is a new YouTube channel. YouTube hurt my feelings a few weeks ago. Um, I said to myself, Gwendolyn, we are going to go live mobile with this new channel. And so even with the desktop, right? So I go on there and YouTube's like, you don't have permission to go live. First of all, you don't have enough subscribers to go live on mobile. So that's a no. And then second of all, you need permission to go live. I was like, holy shnikes. I had no idea. It's been so long since I've had my YouTube channel. Like I haven't been new in a while. So I just thought, I just go live because I feel like going live. And YouTube's like, no, sorry. Hello, Spencer. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, Spencer. Sincerely appreciate it. We love your support. We are we get into a lot of things. Love your support. So thank you. Thank you for being here. So yeah. So for those of us who are starting new YouTube channels or another YouTube channel, because you can have, I don't know, as many as you like, as far as I can see. You're gonna need some things. Now I know on my personal YouTube channel that if you want to go live with someone, go live together, you have to have at least 50 subscribers. And then it is currently mobile only. They're working on it. They're trying to figure out how to get it for desktop because that would make sense to have it like desktop, but they're working on it. But yeah, got my feelings hurt. And it kills my entire vibe. Like I was like, I had all my stuff listed. I had dates on my calendar. I was like, we finna go out and do this. And then they hurt my feelings. And I was like, well, so I'm starting a little late. Like I had this planned, this particular subject was planned for the beginning of March, right? Because that's where I was. Now, oh, quick little, I love doing commercials for other small businesses, real quick. So Sipping Black Only is a Black owned business. They specialize in creating a list, a directory for other Black owned businesses that are in the beverage arena. So we're talking water, lemonade, tea, wine, beer, rum, vodka. I think I saw some tequila in there too. And they also offer teas and glassware. So this is not tea today. It's not tea. It's not going to be tea. We're doing our macchiato. And if you know me, like I think you know me, I got some moonshine in here. So I'm just go ahead and put it out there because that's what we're doing today. I mean, I'm okay with it. Mm, we all like a little extra shot of something, right? It doesn't hurt to have a little extra shot of something. And then my phenomenally Black owned shirt is from Phenomenal. They do a lot of great work where they are. This is part of their Phenomenal Woman program campaign, like a few years back. So if you like things that are of, I'll say, more conscious, then by all means, I suggest you check them out. But yeah, I love Sipping Black Only. It's amazing. They are on Instagram. They're on LinkedIn. Check out their website, but it's well, whatever. All right, so let me get into it because I know it's 12:57. Let me know, and I know where Spencer is, but let me know where you're coming from, where you're chiming in from, right? If we are linked up on some other social media platform, let me know. And I am truly, I am looking for this to be 40 to 45 minutes. Certain somebody didn't have lunch, full disclosure, but that wouldn't stop me from talking. Like, I'm gonna talk regardless. But no, I really want the topic to only be about 40 to 45 minutes, and so that we can have time for some Q&A and what have you, just asking questions. And it is, as I was saying before, a series. It's a series. So we're starting today with reviews, right? Because this is where the conversation starts when you're talking about your growth opportunities. And then we're looking at the customer, right? So we're looking at the person who was impacted or involved. And so we're looking at the customer. Then, lastly, if by chance it gets to that point, we're talking about accommodations because as a small business, now take it back, as a business, every now and then there is a need to accommodate your customer in some form or fashion. So we want to talk about what that looks like. And I know as a small business owner, I have years of retail behind me. So my job when I left the 9 to 5 world, my job was truly handling um, situations that kind of went sideways. Like the idea was that it would never get to me. That's the idea. But every now and then something is so severe that we were handling issues, not necessarily for my store specifically, but for maybe a sister store or something on the, company corporate level, right? So I understand the idea of having that conversation with people and how to get through it. And a lot of us, and pause, commercial. We're going to use some general terms here. We're going to use terms like a lot, many, several. It just keeps the conversation flowing easily. I understand, using numbers and statistics, and you can find whatever you want to find to back your argument. I get it. However, for this conversation, and most that I'm having, we're going to keep it general and just go with several, many, what have you. So most people, right, who deal with the business, they're a little antsy when it comes to reviews, right? And so there's not a lot of practice, depending on what business you're in. There's not a lot of practice on how do you truly handle a not so great situation with grace, that you are able to repair that customer relationship. And that's truly the whole deal. So let's talk about G for a hot minute, for a smidge. I'm gonna give it like maybe 2 minutes, maybe one. People are always like, and who is this chick? And what makes you an expert? Well, I woke up this morning and said, dadgummit, today I'm an expert. But no, seriously. My name is Gwendolyn Houston Jack. I go by G. A lot of folks just call me G, or they call me Gwendolyn because I like all of my syllables. That's where I thrive. I am a Black woman photographer, portrait artist. And we also done some other things. I'm a digital marketer. I am also a master life coach, specifically focused on careers. And I have spent 25 years in the retail world doing all the things. Now, I love selling. I love to sell. I like talking to people. Go figure. Like, you know, love selling. However, a good chunk of my career in those 25 years was spent on the manager side. So I was managing careers, hiring, recruiting, and then we did quality assurance, technical writing, as well as developed and created a training program for a company. So, we've done our due diligence on some of these things. So today's message is about the value of a 1-star review. And I'm going to say it one more time. People are going to say, oh my God, I don't want. No, you do. So I'm going to go ahead and um, have a virtual Viking funeral for the 5-star review. 5 stars do not build trust. I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, or maybe you've heard it, but 5-star reviews do not build trust, especially on Google. It does not. So here's what I want to know for those who are watching, all the participants. I want you to put in the chat the last time or the first time you ever interacted with a unicorn, right? When is the last time you fed it some hay? When is the last time you took a stroll through the park? The last time you brushed its mane? I would love to know the last time you interacted with a unicorn. Let me know in the chat. And there's a slight delay because, we need to be safe around here. But put in the chat the last time you've ever interacted with a unicorn. And if it's never, like during the time you were sober, or you know what, whenever, whether you were sober or not sober, put that in the chat. If um if the answer is never, you can put I've never had a chance to talk to the unicorn, play with the unicorn, feed the unicorn. That's fine. You can put that there too. But yeah, whether you were sober or otherwise, let me know the last time or the first time you've interacted with a unicorn. Hopefully it was when you were sober so you can remember that magical moment. Hopefully that's the last time you've ever dealt with a unicorn. All right, so I know there's a slight delay here, but um hopefully the answer is never. Now I've never seen it because they're mythical creatures. Have not had that experience, bro. Yeah, it's they're mythical creatures. They are. And just like a unicorn is mythical, so is the perfect five-star company. It does not exist. It does not exist. I'm going to go ahead and tell you it does not exist. As a matter of fact, the way that you want to see it as perfect does not exist. And Google does not give you extra points for a five-star review. In fact, it looks at it with a question mark, right? Now, I will tell you, I have a five-star review and it absolutely pains me because I understand that a five-star review is not a good thing to have. As a matter of fact, you can check the studies. There's been a lot of research on it. The sweet spot for a business is like a 4.2 to a 4.7, sometimes 4.8. So anything four, so like a 4.7, 4.8 is a very good thing. And it builds trustworthiness for customers. It's what Google really wants to see. If you have a five-star review, Google doesn't think it's great because in the computer's head is how we'll say it, in the bot, it believes that's a very good chance those are your family and friends leaving you a review. It's a very good chance that those are fake reviews, or it could be that these reviews were incentivized. I gave you something to get this five-star review, and for that reason it does not look highly on five-star reviews. So it doesn't gain you points. It actually kind of nicks you down a little bit because you're not seen as being trustworthy by having this perfect score. So here's what I want you to know. If you're a small business owner, if you're a customer, let's go ahead and sort of like move away from the five-star review. Let's forget the idea of trying to be perfect. Perfect does not exist. Does not exist, right? So there's no need to fret that, oh my goodness, I don't have 5 stars. That's a good thing. And if you get a 1 or 2 or a 3 star, that in itself does not mean that you're going downhill. That's not a bad thing. Um, as a matter of fact, if you happen to get a 1, 2, or 3 star review, and all the others are around 4 and 5, Google says, you know what? This review is kind of funny, right? Everybody else has had a great experience, and then this one person comes in and kind of like off the chains. We're going to hold it. They will hold it for a while before they choose to either post it or just never ever post it ever, right? So the bot is working back there for you. So now that we have understood or come to the understanding that we don't have to be perfect because it does not exist, let's talk about what does build a trustworthy business and why you want to have that 4.2, 4.8 review rating. One, beyond building trustworthiness, customers like to see it. Customers are more open to shopping with businesses that are real, i.e., we are never always on 100. We are never always on 10. We are never always doing everything we're supposed to do. We forget stuff. We forget to like reply to things. We bring out the wrong dish. We miss a phone call. We are humans, and humans are highly irrational animals. There is no way that you could be perfect. If you have a company that has a thousand, a thousand reviews, now 100 reviews, and every single one is 5 stars, it's impossible. It is a unicorn. And we have already agreed those don't exist. So you don't want the 5 star review. You want someone who really gives you that 4 star plus what really could be better. What could be better? Now, we also know this too. Along with the 5 star being that question mark of those are probably their family or friends who wrote those reviews for them, or it was probably an incentivized review. And if you've ever gone to Amazon and read like book reviews, you can tell where they're kind of funny. You're like, you know what? Somebody paid her to say this because it don't. It's not even no. I do know, and or I have seen that Samsung and other companies will often mention that, yes, this person's review is verified, but they were also given something to write the review. So they are, full disclosure, it is incentivized, right? We don't have that on Google Business Profile or Google Search, Google Maps. We don't have that. But customers look at it. Now, we also know if you are 3 to a 1 star, customers are not shopping with you. So that's a different conversation. You should definitely chime in and listen here, listen up. Because if you're getting consistent 1, 2, and 3 stars, you have not taken the advice that someone cared a great deal to share with you. And well, let's talk about that. So, okay, so we know as both consumer and business, 4 stars is where we want to land. If you really had a great experience, by all means, share that, share it. Hey, but what we're saying is 5 stars is not where most businesses want to live. They don't. And we keep in mind, and I'm guilty of this too. I did it today. I won't even lie. When we really like a company, we really want their business to thrive and to be around. We honestly, as consumers, think that a 5 star is where they're going to get a lot of gusto, right? It's like, I gave him 5 stars. You should go give him 5 stars. Everybody's getting 5 stars. But we're consumers, right? We're coming from that place. As a business owner, I am telling you, please, I would rather have the 4 star if you would be ever so kind to do so for me. All right. So we want 4 stars. Now we're looking for the great feedback. And this is where we got to take our little time and look at it. So Google wants you to get feedback and they want you to apply to every single one. They want reviews. They want them. They want reviews and they want them from people who have truly interacted with the business. Now, the key word there is interaction. This does not mean that they had to sit down in your shop or had to be serviced by you. Interaction is me going to your website, me going to your page on Google, me trying to call you, me trying to message you. Those are all interactions and they all count. They all count. So if you drop the ball on one, then by all means, that customer has every right to write a review about your business based on their interaction. So feedback is not criticism. Funny enough, I had this, I participated in a conversation earlier today where we talk about feedback and criticism. And from where I come from in the retail world, feedback is not criticism, right? Criticism is subjective. It is. It's like, I don't like your haircut. I would rather you not wear red whenever I'm in the building. I don't like your car. I wouldn't do that. Like it's criticism. It's personal. It's subjective. Feedback, however, is specific and tends to be objective, i.e., is referring to a best practice or a standard operating procedure, right? It's going back to that. Feedback also celebrates what's working well and then also adds in what could be better, right? It's like, I love this apple turnover. It was amazing. If there's anything I would do differently, I would say add more cinnamon. That's just my right. So it is subjective, but there's also a little place in there where, okay, well, I'll take into account. Maybe you could use more cinnamon. I don't know. Maybe you could, but I'll take into account. But it does celebrate what's working well, and then it shares what could be better. When it comes to reviews from customers, They are not complaints. They're not complaints. And people often think, oh my God, the customer's calling, she's complaining. No, 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 no. They're not complaints. Yes, they are more subjective, but they are also valid, right? I know a lot of us don't like to complain. And again, there's a difference between it. It's not a complaint, not a complaint. When people take the time to leave a review about your business, understand two things. One, it's from a place of care. Yes, I said care. Believe it or not, people have choices. They could just say nothing. They could stand on the sideline, watch your business burn to the ground, and be like, "Oh well, somebody should have told them that that pot pie was not good, or that Mr. Smith really isn't the most cordial person in the building." Right? So when people stop to leave your review, both positive and not so great, it's because they really like your business and they want it to succeed. Otherwise, they could say absolutely nothing. So it's from a place of care. Now, I know there's that little asterisk where there are folks who are like, I'm going to go on social media and your business page, and I am going to bash you. And yeah, well, those are outliers, right? We don't focus on the what ifs and the outliers. We're not there for that. Like, that's not that. We want to talk about the people who have written the reviews that are celebrating your business, why they enjoyed their experience, why they enjoyed their meal, what they loved about your wait staff. And then they also added, if I could change anything, if there is one thing that they could do differently, it would be XYZ. So when I leave reviews, I'm leaving what worked well and what could be different, what could be different. And it's up to the business owner or whoever is responsible for those reviews to read every single one and look for some of the trends. There's a trend there. Now, I don't know about you. I know some people will go on social media and on blog posts and read the comments because sometimes it's like a dumpster fire down there. I go to other businesses and I read the reviews, and I also look at how they respond to those reviews. There's always a thread. There is always a place where things are okay, maybe the fish is a tad bit too salty. Maybe it's because if everybody's saying, "Wow, I like the fish, but it was really salty." Ooh, the fish is a little salty. I'd pass on it. Um, Love the green beans, love that mashed potatoes, but that fish is a little salty. Okay, so maybe something is right there, and you should say, "Hey, let me check out my fish because something's not quite right." Now, the process of taking this review, of identifying these growth opportunities and replying back to where it works in your favor, because this is your opportunity to repair a broken or semi broken relationship. When people stop to say, I really like your company, but you failed me, that's a sign, right? Because I will tell you, I'm two kinds of a consumer. One, if I love your business, I am all about giving you the feedback. I am hyping you up. I am promoting you. I'm sharing your posts. I am doing anything possible within reason to help you get more business. I am there for that, right? We're there for that. If I don't like your business, I am taking all of my dollars and I am never, and I'm going to say never, although you shouldn't say it, I am never coming back. I am never. So when someone gives you the opportunity to fix what is semi broken, do not sleep on that. Don't sleep on it. Don't say it's a complaint. It's not worth my time. This person had a bad attitude. I know who you are. And I am telling you this, when I go dumpster diving into these comments from business owners replying to their customer, oh my God. Oh, I have to clutch all of my fake pearls. It's like what you don't want to do is argue with somebody. So let's go to the first part of this process of repairing this relationship that you didn't know was broken, but someone told you it's broken. It's not personal. It is not. Okay. So your business received the feedback, not you. And I know it's your baby. I know that's your big bread. I know it's your product and you're part of it. It's not about you though. So you cannot take it personal. You can't go there. The business is an entity. It has no gender, it has no sex, it has no feelings. Humans operate the business, right? But you cannot take it personal. Quick story, my father, I wanted to be like him when I was younger. He was a private chef, property manager, traveled the world, really he did. And I thought Gwendolyn is going to be a chef, and Gwendolyn is going to work with her daddy and be a chef. I'm 16 years old. I got to earn some extra cash to do some summer programs. I come in and I want to say it was like the fourth hour that I was crying. My dad had me crying in the kitchen, and there is no crying in the kitchen, right? And I just knew I was like, I will never, ever talk to my dad ever again, right? Because I felt embarrassed because I can't stop myself from crying. Um, but on the ride home, he said, "Listen, this is business. This is not personal. And when we are at the job, this is business. It's not personal, right? Like that's what it is. It's not about you. It's about your service, your level of service." And I thought, okay, now I did finish my summer. I never went back. That's a no. Did not become a chef because I'm not built that way. But I learned that there is a way to work with family and friends and still keep it business. But I also learned it's not personal, right? It's not about you at all. So when you're getting this feedback about your business, remove your emotions from the process. You want to have an open mind because someone took the time to tell you something might not be quite right in your kitchen, whatever that is, your office, whatever. Okay. So that starts with thanking them, right? Thank you for giving me this feedback. Thank you for taking the time out to write the feedback. Thank you for your rating. We know with Google, they can either leave a rating or they can leave words and a rating. Some people, when they have nothing good to say or don't care about your business, will never go back to spend dollars, will just say nothing. So you get no feedback whatsoever. Others are like, you know what? I really like this concept. I really enjoyed my dinner, but I had to wait 30 minutes for water. I would have purchased more wine, but my waiter went missing, right? So you want to tell people, I like what you're doing, but you might want to fix this so that you can stay around a lot longer. And we know that small businesses, a lot of them don't make it to 5 years. Some of them don't make it to two. If they get to 10, it starts to sort of like dip. We know it's hard out there to have a sustainable business. And if you're not getting feedback, accurate, specific, caring feedback, well, you'll just join all the dodo birds and the dinosaurs, right? Like that's where that goes. So when people take time to give you this feedback, thank them. Thank you for taking this time to give us this feedback, right? People who like your business want to see you succeed. Trust that. If you're a neighborhood coffee shop, if you're the neighborhood barber, they want to see you succeed. People want people that they know in their area. So they don't want to see you like fail. So when they come to you with what may not be working well, listen up. Now, in terms of repairing a relationship, your gracious response, yes, that works in your favor. You are on the road to rebuilding this relationship. And more than that, this is part of the customer experience. Here is your second time to get it right. So do not fumble this situation, right? Do not mess it up. The first time wasn't so great. So I'm going to come back again and give you a second opportunity, which we don't get. A lot of us get one shot and then it's gone. So you have a second opportunity to get it right. And if you do it, I don't want to use the word properly. If you do it with care and graciousness, it will work in your favor. So once we have thanked the customer, you need to apologize and acknowledge. And I know that's like, are you serious right now? You want me to apologize for what? Because she thought something went wrong? All right. Perception. Perception. A person's perception is his, her, or their reality. You don't have to understand it. You can't judge it, but you should respect it, right? You should respect it. Now, I would tell you right now, I have judged some people in here, inside voice, because I'm not completely crazy. I have judged it. I really have. But that's not my place, right? In terms of business, representing that business, I need to understand what he, she, or they were thinking and then figure out how to make it better. That's it. That demonstrates sympathy as well as empathy. You need to seek to understand, then be understood. What exactly were they expecting? Right? You have to go there first. So if you know that you have a mom and pop shop where it's three of them working and you're on a 30-minute lunch break, and this is like the popping spot, and you have read reviews where, well, there's only three of them. The average wait is like 25 minutes. And then you go in there, you're like, oh my God, my whole lunch break. Like, well, I could have sworn, like people told you it's going to be a little bit. It's only three of them, right? Now, you would say, well, they knew that they were three people deep. It takes 25 minutes for this really good hamburger with like melted cheese and onions, and right? That's beside the point. The point is they came in. And so you can say, okay, Sally Sue, Billy Bob, whatever. Thank you for sharing this feedback with us. And we apologize that you didn't have a great experience in our establishment. You can go into your best practice. You can go into, we do offer the service of ordering ahead and having your order ready for you when you arrive, so that will reduce your wait. There's a way to turn this around and make it work in your favor, as well as repair the relationship with your customer, right? I've acknowledged, I thank them. I hate that they had a horrible experience. I am sharing with them in the future when they come back, if they so choose, we suggest doing a pre-order. We'll have it bright and ready and fresh. You don't have to wait, and you can enjoy your lunch break. That shows potential customers empathy, sympathy, acknowledgement, a care for your customer's experience, all in one response, provided you don't jack that up. You know what I'm saying? Because it can definitely go wrong. Now, we're not going to get into all of the steps because there are some more. I want to get into that next week because I want to talk about the customer not always being right. Yeah, and neither are you. Okay. But the changes. So if you're looking at common threads in the feedback, right? Sally has a bad attitude. Sally's attitude is kind of stank. Sally, oh my goodness, how did she get hired? You can assume the right of your colleagues, counterparts, staff, but there's also something going on there. You're like, why is Sally's name always coming up? Like something has to be there, right? So think about that. Again, if the food is always salty, if it's always a bad attitude, or people had a hard time getting in touch with you. I really like this, but I had a hard time chasing them down. I could never get them on the phone. There's a common theme there. This again is where you must take charge and make the changes. Someone is telling you this is not working. Now I know just because there's smoke doesn't mean there's fire. However, something is smoldering. And if it's starting to get a little, then you gotta stop and say, well, maybe the fish is too salty. Let me go back and figure out. Let me invite my customer or a random set of customers to come in and taste a new dish without warning, right? So maybe it's someone who comes in, you're like, hey, you're in here all the time. Are you open to testing my new dish? And just try it out to get some real feedback, because if your cousins are trying it out, your friends, your wait staff, sometimes they're not the right people to give you honest feedback. And you're looking for honest feedback. It's what you really, really want, right? So we have talked about looking at these reviews, and we've talked about how you can, in a matter of minutes, seconds repair that relationship. It starts with how you respond to it, right? Take out your emotions, take out the emotions. It's not about you. They're not attacking you. They're not attacking your dish. They are telling you, I like what you've got going on here. Something just could be better. If I would change anything, I would change the seasoning. I would do blah, 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 right? But you've got to acknowledge it and apologize for their experience. If you want to give everybody a great experience, then when it doesn't go that way, you have to acknowledge that too. Now, we can do a whole thing on self accountability. We can. Because Gwendolyn, Lord bless, woo, I have come a long way. Trust and believe. We are all about self accountability, always, right? It is that seek to understand, then be understood, right? It goes there because it's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about you. We apologize, we acknowledge, and then we take those notes and move forward. So before we close it out, because I said I want to be 30 minutes, I know like at 35, right? Want to leave some place for Q&A. So I've got some questions here. Okay. Hello, Hayner. Hi. Thank you for joining. Okay. So you said, what's a good number of reviews that you should consider a quorum? Okay, well, I will tell you this. So here's where Google lies, right? If you're a brand new business, Google likes to have at least 5 reviews. However, Google also knows that that first 5 may very well be family and friends or people who are incentivized. So I always say go for 610. And the thing with that is, when you're working with your customer, there is some priming you can do when it comes to reviews. I will tell you right here, right now, I have no problems helping my customers write reviews. I do. I have no problem helping them write reviews because it can be done. Now, there isn't a number where you don't want to stop, but you got to have at least 5 to be legit for Google. And there's also been some reporting that customers don't trust Yelp. Yelp has a really bad reputation right now. I will say that. Go ahead and put it out there. There's been some talk that people can buy reviews. And so people don't like to go to Yelp for reviews for a business, or they don't really like to rely on them. Google, however, uses local guides. So since you're about, let me go back real quick. Google likes to use local guys, i.e., regular people who are out there on the street, taking pictures, sharing videos, and leaving comments or reviews, updates about businesses. And the bigger your guide is, like they have levels, the more levels that guide has, the more weight that review has. So if you have a local guide who's like 5, 6, 7, 8 plus, Google loves their reviews. They would never, ever, asterisk, doubt that when they leave a review is not legit because they leave reviews on a consistent basis. If they are known for leaving long reviews, they call it detailed descriptions. They are trustworthy as a reviewer. So if you're a new business and you get a local guide to leave a review for you, that's a plus because that just goes up in the rankings for you. But you need at least 6 to be legit. They say 5. Go ahead and get 6. Yes, Ron Foster. Hello, Ron. Hey, Ron's local. I'm a local guide. I'm level 8. I'm going for level 9. It's work though. Like people are working. Like we literally are out there taking photos, taking videos to add to people's like businesses. We leave updates. Again, my reviews are always what's working well, what could be better. That's why I leave my reviews. But we carry weight because we have done like 400, 300 reviews, and we have uploaded anywhere from 3,000, 4,000, or X whatever videos and photos. So good question there. So let me go back to the spot about helping customers write reviews. I know it sounds funny, right? Because is it incentivized? No, it is not. You don't have to incentivize it. When you are talking to your customer and they're face to face, and if you 6 million, um, if you record them because Google wants video testimonials. Can I just go ahead and say that? Not the first to put it out there. I won't be the last to share it, but if you want to really go up a couple of notches, then get your customers on video, 30 seconds or less, 29, and just real quick highlights, and then that can work in your favor. But anyway, so when it comes to helping your customer, when you're talking to them and they're giving you all the feedback in person or you record it, then by all means, you can transcribe for your customer what you want them to post. And because they love you, because they love you send the link and you say, "Hey, Mary, would you be ever so kind as to post this review for me on the page and just add like a 4-star rating?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, whatever you want. I love you." Now they may ask why you don't want 5. He's like, "No, I mean, it was good, but I've had better days. And I know you're thinking I'm wonderful and I appreciate that, but I really want a 4." And they're like, "Okay, great." And there you go. That's how you do that. That's how that works. You can put in the place where you want to do better. And if you are working on a future feature, then you can say, "You know what? It just so happens we are working on bringing XYZ to the business. Thank you for suggesting that." Yeah. There are things you can do that are legit. These are all legal things with Google. It's not like a hidden secret. These are legit things. So don't be like, "Oh my God, that's lying." No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. Just, it's how they work. You know, what can I tell you? But there are ways to make it work in your favor. Mr. says, "Are you as a business owner measured in any way by your response to reviews?" You know what? Yes and no. Now, when I said that I go on dumpster diving in reviews, I do. I do. I want to see how they respond to it because I'm also a ghostwriter. Just gonna put that out there on LinkedIn, and so I will write things for people because it's what I did as a job. So it absolutely hurts me to see businesses arguing with customers. And so there is a particular restaurant in my area where a young lady left a review. Again, remember, interaction. And her review was, "I have never been to your restaurant. However, reading the reviews, I am choosing not to visit your restaurant." Because that is her interaction with that business. Again, it doesn't have to be, "I sat at the table, I tried out your chai latte and your brownies." It is the interaction with your business. That is what you can be measured on with Google. And Google thought it was a legit review and they left it and they replied back again, arguing with the customer. So Google may not penalize you for that, but future customers will. That's the fact of the matter. People don't think about the presentation, right? People think when they come to your storefront, that's when the interaction starts. That is not when it begins. It is your social media. It is your personal profile. It's your website. It's their experience with you. The interaction with you is when it starts. And depending on what you have out there, if you got an old website that has not been updated, that can be a negative for them, right? Because it has like incorrect info. If you have a Google business profile that has not been updated, and here's the deal, updates last for 6 months. Is that seven? 6? 6 months. So you don't have to go there every week. But if you don't have anything for a year, so yeah, it can look kind of funny. So I will say that future customers, look at how you talk to people who were in your presence, right? As how they judge you. Like, think about it. It's how we judge each other. You could be out at a party and you're like, "Oh my God, he's kind of cute. She's kind of cute." But oh, what he just said, nah, that's okay. That's the past. He should stay on mute. He should stay on mute. And maybe it could have worked out, but he opened his mouth and now it's over. It's done, right? Is how we see each other. So Google does not, go down. However, they do suggest you reply to every single review. They do suggest that you get points for replying, but your reply is not measured. Great question there. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yes, ask for a 4-star. Never argue on social media. It's just no, no. Now, we're not saying to not be real. But the arguing, it's never a good look. It's never a good look. It will never work in your favor. It won't. However, I have seen businesses talk badly about their customers, and I have seen their customers actually cheer that on. I stopped being a customer. It's not where I thrive. We have all had, I mean, even as a business owner, we have all had a customer not be so great or the energy was not the right energy. However, I would never talk about my customer with other customers. I just find that in poor taste. That's just me. Um, my husband hears about it, but he's also my assistant, so of course he gonna hear about it. He hears about it. I may talk with another business owner to compare notes to see how they would have done something differently, but I never go out and bash my customers. Like that's just, I think it's in poor taste. But to each his own, you know what I'm saying? Birds of a feather flock together, and she said that. Okay, so here's where we are. Next week, we are going to talk about the customer and how they are not always right, and neither are you. And the last part of this series is a little rough justice. If you've ever watched The People's Court, you know what I'm talking about. A little rough justice. So, if there are not any other questions, I think we're good on all the questions. I think we're good. Let me make sure. Yes. Yes. Okay, perfect. Ah, thank you all for tuning in this afternoon. I sincerely appreciate it. I will say that. Let me tell you real quick about HouJack DMS. It's a very long name, but I also have a very long name, so it is on trend. Yeah, it's on trend. So, I am a small business owner. I am a small biz cheerleader. I believe wholeheartedly in education. I do believe that there is a point where you should pay someone for their experience, but up until that point, you should exhaust the free. So, HouJack, DMS, Digital Marketing Solutions, we look to exhaust the free. We look to help you create a cohesive marketing plan that allows you to use your digital marketing dollars to the best of its ability. We do all of that. We work with you on that. As I said before, if you don't want to do it for yourself, then we are ghostwriters. We are ghostwriters. We ghostwrite on LinkedIn. We are making content for a host of other people because it's what we do, it's what we enjoy. And then we are career coaches, right? So entrepreneurship is a choice. It is a choice. It is not that I become an entrepreneur and then I just stop growing. It is a career choice. Like any career, you need to have someone that you can work with to help build your competencies and your skills in various areas. I am not a business coach. I am not about your business. I'm about the business of you. We are talking about your communication skills. We are talking about your business writing skills. We are helping you grow your emotional intelligence. We are about those things. And then, along with that, of course, we're going to work on your goals and help you get to your next level and what have you. But I am not about your business. I will never say, yeah, do that and put you in harm's way. But I want to talk about you as a person and you growing your career as an entrepreneur. That is what HouJack DMS is here for. So hopefully I will see all of you next week for part 2 and part 3. Like I said, YouTube hurt my feelings, telling me I couldn't go mobile. But maybe it's not a bad idea because I go outside and it's noisy and I really can't hear and I can't see the screen. It's so tiny. So maybe it's good that I'm inside, right? Like that works out. If you enjoyed the conversation, by all means, like, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends to tune in, and we will see you all next Wednesday, 1:00 Central, 2:00 Eastern. I do have family and friends in the Pacific, but I don't like doing all that math sometimes. All right. See you guys later. Enjoy your afternoon.